Hello wonderful person, this is Anton, and today we're going to be using City Skylines to try to recreate one of those scenes from the movie Geostorm that I finally got to watch and thought it would be kind of interesting to see what happens if this beautiful city gets hit by several major disasters. Anyway, let's see what happens and welcome to What the Math. So the awesome thing about this game is that it allows you to recreate various natural disasters, and specifically here I've already done a few simulations of asteroid strikes and also tsunamis, and we've talked about some of those concepts in previous videos. But today I actually wanted to focus on major disasters striking in a very unrealistic way, just like they did in Geostorm. If you haven't seen Geostorm, don't. It's kind of not really realistic at all, and it's not even that fun. It's very predictable, and it has some crazy storyline quirks that I just thought were a little bit too much. Now, my city is not doing so well, mostly because I think here there's a huge shortage of energy, but there's about to be other shortages as well. What we're going to do is we're going to imagine that for some reason something bad started happening, just like in Geostorm. Oh no, look at those ships, they're stuck together. And basically suddenly the Earth doesn't really like us anymore and starts causing all of these major crazy disasters, just like in the Geostorm itself. And so in other words, things are just going to kind of go crazy for the city, or at least a part of the city. And then we're going to see what survives. Now let's actually just pick a spot, any spot, and I'm thinking of a spot that probably is a little bit more urban and maybe even downtown-y looking. Kind of like somewhere over here. Look at this. All of these skyscrapers. I love it. And so suddenly something happened to our planet Earth, and major disasters are about to strike this beautiful downtown of, I forgot what the city was called. I'm just gonna call it Unfortunateville, because, you know, what is the chance of several disasters striking at once? As a matter of fact, the chance of it is extremely low. Even in case of a meteor strike, you would not expect all of these things to hit at the same spot. So, here we go. We're going to start with a tsunami of the highest proportions hitting somewhere right here. We're also going to then maybe have a bit of a fire going on right there, and hopefully tsunami will take care of that. Meteor strike is not actually a natural disaster, but maybe we'll add this at the end. A collapse of a building totally can happen somewhere over there. Let's do the big building. And we'll have forest fire, which is something that might be caused by one of these disasters, or actually any of them. Let's do forest fire here. And a major thunderstorm, which is actually a big portion of the movie. As a matter of fact, I believe Hong Kong was completely eliminated and destroyed by the thunder storm in the movie. Oh, I'm sorry for the spoiler, but yeah, you know what, don't watch the movie, it's not worth it. Sinkhole, we cannot live without a sinkhole, and sinkholes are actually a very interesting concept. Maybe we'll talk about it in one of the future videos. And of course we'll have an earthquake, a major earthquake, because Earth is shifting around and things are just happening, and a major tornado somewhere over here. Okay, tornadoes on cooldown for some reason. I guess I'm not allowed to use too many of these. So we're going to have to wait a little bit and add a tornado at the end. And so here we go. We're going to advance the game, accelerate time. And look at that. The forest fire has already begun. With the tiny trees on fire. Oh, look at that. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, what have I done? So that actually escalated pretty quickly. I really did not expect the forest... Oh, look at them. They're all running for their lives. I didn't expect the forest fire to actually start raging right away. And now I feel horrible. Well, that's the beginning of the Geostorm experience. Oh no, the buildings are on fire too now. Oh my god, look at that. Wow. So the forest fire in this game seems to be a lot more extreme than I imagined. And look at that. There's something else happening here. This building is also on fire. Well, let's wait for the next disaster to strike. Not entirely sure what it's going to be. I placed too many. Oh, and look at this view. It's actually absolutely gorgeous. Even though unofficially people are actually probably dying right now. This is absolutely incredible, and this is such a gorgeous game. Rain! Rain will save us? Oh, how convenient. But wait, is this rain a sign of something else? Yep, it's a sign of what seems to be a major earthquake striking this area. Oh my god. Wow, this is... Whoa, and look at that thunderstorm. That is insanity. And here comes my tornado. Okay, that is actually really cool. This looks amazing. This is way better than the movie, to be honest. Don't go watch the movie, just watch this video. Wow, look at this. And look at all those little cars and whatever flying. All of these little parts are actually probably people. And now I feel even worse than before. Wow. Okay, well, so I actually unleashed the destruction of major proportions here. A little bit more destructive than I thought. And don't forget, there's also, I believe, a tsunami coming. So there's that. And yeah, look at the effects here. So if you actually do the math behind the probability of these events happening, especially in a single city, it is practically impossible, even in several billion years, for a huge tornado, for basically a thunderstorm, a tsunami, an earthquake, and what would be, I guess, a sinkhole somewhere in there to happen at the same time. It is like 1 in trillion times. In other words, it is almost impossible. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but even after living in the same spot for several billion years, you're probably not going to experience it. Oh, another tornado. Oh, I think I accidentally placed 2 tornadoes without realizing. Well, very interesting. I guess the destruction will not end with a single part of the city. We're going to be destroying pretty much everything here. And it looks like the tornado number 1 actually made this path here that pretty much cleared up almost everything, except there's one little building right there that's still standing. And oh wow, did you guys see that? Those 3 cars just fall off the skies. And also I think what seems to be some sort of a container. And this car actually is still running. Interesting. Well, that part of our disaster movie has been unofficially finished. What's going to be next? The earthquake was surprisingly uneventful. And it looks like that the first tornado is actually leaving into the city. Oh wow, that was a cool sight. Very cool shot. All right, so my Geostorm is a little bit more distracted than the one in the movie. I think I may have actually destroyed the entire district here with very little time. Although this part of the city seems to be okay. But you'll notice that everything is actually on fire now. And I think this is from that first forest fire that I created. And possibly from the thunderstorm as well. Didn't actually expect this to have such an effect. Alright, well, as these things are coming down back to Earth, you just saw them falling. Let's see what happens next. I wonder if something else is going to occur. Are we missing something? I believe the tsunami never came. I don't know what's up with that. Let's wait. Looks like most of the disasters or most of the events actually have stopped for now. I don't really know if the tsunami is coming. The rain is kind of slowly disappearing as well. It's a bit of a lightning left. But yeah, remember that downtown we used to have here? That's all gone now. There's still a part of a city left here, but that's kind of it. That's kind of it. That's all that's left here. All right. Now, tsunami. Where are you, tsunami? I thought you were gonna come. Whoa, look at this. While we're waiting for that tsunami to arrive, this is essentially what happened the day after. The morning after. Peace and calm. In the city that has been officially the least fortunate city to live in. As of the last few billion years. Well, little do they know is that it's actually far from being over. The day after is going to be just as destructive as before. I just added a few more things. And I just realized this is actually the sinkhole. This is what I was missing. This used to be a building, now there's a big hole in the middle. We kind of missed that part. But I guess that happened. Well, what else is going to happen, do you think? What's next for this beautiful city of Unfortunateville? Huh. I wonder if it's... No, you can't be serious. Not a meteorite. Alright, I know I said I wouldn't really do this, but I couldn't resist. I had to do a meteorite explosion as well. And here's another sinkhole that was recently added. This is how the sinkhole would actually demolish and swallow the entire piece of a city. Alright, well, looks like everything here is done. We've created some major destruction, Geostorm style. But you know what? This doesn't really make me feel any better because I think I just completely and utterly destroyed this beautiful city. Oh, but wait! What is that on the horizon the night after? Is that? Of course, you couldn't expect a tsunami not to come after such a major earthquake. Well, here it comes. You can actually see the ships kind of going over the hill right there. That hill is a tsunami. Well, let's see what happens to the city as the final disaster strikes. You guys ready for this? I'm talking to the guys right there. I don't think they are. I don't think they have no idea what's happening. And here it comes. This is actually a view from, if you were to stand on the roof of what seems to be the highest building in this particular area. I'm going to observe and watch this beautiful wave basically swallow the city. And you'll notice it's actually kind of moving relatively slow, and that's because as the tsunami approaches the coast, due to the drag from the actual ground underneath, it slows down dramatically. And even though in the sea it can move up to even 1,000 kilometers per hour, but usually the tsunami itself is not very tall, by the time it gets closer and closer to the actual shore, it kind of unfolds and slows down dramatically and starts moving very, very, very slow and methodically. And so this is it. It's coming. It's coming, everyone. We're going to stand right here on the ground in front of these beautiful houses that we have here. And let's actually see what happens to these houses in a few minutes. And these guys are just randomly waiting for the bus, not realizing that they're about to be swallowed by a huge mass of water. That's actually something that might be horrible to see, but nevertheless, I cannot miss it, possibly. Oh, look at that. What just happened? Oh, okay, it was a building collapsing. Well, you guys may want to run. I know it's kind of late for that, but... No? Okay. Well, that... You're just kind of floating now. That's cool. And look at the size of that thing. It's actually pretty big. I think it's so big, as a matter of fact, that it seems to be slowing down my game dramatically. So this is the last major disaster to strike the beautiful but almost utterly destroyed city of Unfortunateville. I have a feeling this tsunami is about to actually finish the city almost entirely. It's actually a lot bigger than I imagined. It seems to be swallowing like everything. Look at that. This is what it looks like from up top. It's a lot bigger than I thought. And here we are standing on top of this tall building, I guess on the helipad of this tall building. And this is probably potentially the safest place in the city right now. But let's see if this building even survives, because it looks like almost everything is actually falling apart. Almost everything is kind of falling and being swallowed by the wave. And the wave is definitely much bigger than I imagined. And here comes the moment of truth. Will our building survive, or will it also fall to the wave? And yay! Look at that. Everyone who stayed on the helipad survived the tsunami. And the buildings next to it did not. Well, this is actually it. This is all I wanted to do in this video. I wanted to create a geostorm of massive proportions, pretty much destroy the city, and it kind of sort of worked. Including, of course, the factories. The factories will also be destroyed completely. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to come back tomorrow to watch something else and to learn something else you may have not known. And share this video with someone who enjoys watching science videos, space videos, and various other educational videos through video games. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Space out. And as always, bye-bye. And let's watch the final destruction of this industrial area unfold as our tsunami basically finishes its job.